Hi, I'm Bobby C. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 5 things to check if your Dometic water heater is not working before you call an RV tech. Stick around. If you have an Integra Odyssey like I do, then you probably also have a Dometic water heater here. Dometics are really good water heaters. You can operate them on both propane or electric or both. Which gives you a lot of flexibility, and they heat very rapidly. They work great, but what happens when they don't?
There's no hot water.
Number 1, check your propane. Since these operate on a propane, the first thing you want to do is to check your propane gauge. Make sure you have propane. I'm getting a little low here. It's about time for me to get some, but I know I have enough to start the water heater. Okay, for the rest of these checks, you're going to need a multimeter. And you could have one like this, which is the cheap version from Harbor Freight, or you could have one like this, which is the more expensive version from Harbor Freight that I bought. Either one will work. Number 2 is your switch in the RV sending a signal to the water heater to start. Now your probes on your multimeter are going to look like this. Well, they're going to look like the red one. Both the red and the black should look like that. On the black one, as you can see, I have an adapter that really has an alligator clip inside. It allows me to clip it to a ground somewhere so that I don't have to worry about it. So that's what I've done here. But you can just do it with the probe just like the one on the left as well. Now with the ground, you want to connect it to really any piece of metal on here, but I'm going to go right here and connect it so it's clamped on there. Now I've got the ground set, I don't have to worry about it. Okay, number 2, we're going to check the switch to make sure it's sending a signal to turn on the water heater. So in my multimeter, I have it set to check voltage right here with the 3 dots under the line. That's for DC voltage. You want to check for DC voltage, not AC voltage. So that's where we're going to start. All right, I have the LP gas switch on. I've removed this from up here on the control board because I don't want to actually start the water heater right now, but we're going to check the gas. So to do that, I've got my ground over here. With the red probe, I'm going to go into where the orange wire is, and we're going to be looking to see if I can get at least 12 volts there. So hold on. And there you go. I've got 14.36 volts. I've got a lithium battery in here, so that's about where that is. So we're getting voltage there from the switch. So the orange one is to check for the gas water heater. The white one right here would be to check for the electric water heater. Right now we check for the gas, everything's good there. Number 3, check your thermal fuse. All right, the next check we're going to check is for continuity, and so we're going to make several checks for continuity here. So the continuity is going to be in this area that looks like a horseshoe. It's checking ohms, it's checking resistance. And this fancy meter that I got from Harbor Freight, there is a sound that it emits when you have continuity. So for example, if I touched the black probe here with the red probe, it's making a sound showing that there is continuity, and it's giving me a value there. So that's what we're checking for now, continuity. All right, check number 3. We're going to check on this thermal fuse. It's coming from the brown wire on your control board, and it connects into the thermostat, one side of the thermostat there. So that's what we're going to check. You can actually buy these, package of these on Amazon, and I would recommend you do that. This is probably the most common thing that goes wrong with the Dometic water heaters and many others. All right, I'm going to show you how to check for continuity on this thermal fuse. As you can see, I got my alligator clip black lead on the one end, and on the other end I get the sound, and that means that we have continuity, so this is a complete fuse. So that'll be the first thing to check on that fuse, is to make sure that it's still good. And if you got spares, you're good to go from that standpoint. Number 4, check continuity in your thermostat and ecostat. All right, check number 4. We are going to check for continuity on your thermostat and on your ecostat over here. So there are two things there. Obviously, the thermostat controls your temperature, and the ecostat is another safety feature that will shut down your water heater in the event of an issue. So what we're going to be doing is, the power's off now. I don't have any power on to the water heater. We're just going to check for continuity on this switch. So let's try the thermostat on this one. Here's your thermal fuse, and then on the other side, an easy way to do it is with some that was a little difficult, so I recommend holding it right here while you pull on it to get the terminal off. But we're going to check that next for the thermostat and continuity. So once again, I got my signal on, so if there's continuity there. So once again, I have my signal on, so that if there's continuity, we'll get the sound. So we're going to go on either prong here, and as you can hear, we do have continuity there. That tells me that that thermostat is good, so that's not something we have to worry about. We actually would do the same type of test with the ecostat over there. I actually replaced both my thermostat and ecostat here. This is sort of what they look like. They're both very similar. I got replacements from Amazon. I'll put a link down below. The wife was complaining that the water wasn't getting as hot as normal. I thought I probably would replace these just to be sure, even though I checked continuity on both of them and they were good. I really didn't need to replace it. When you get these as replacements, you also get a foam backing to replace this, because this is the replacement one. The original one you have to sort of peel off and scrape off all the residue there before you install these. Now these I found to be a little trickier than I'm used to, but basically these go in and twist, and that's how they are secure in there. But as you notice, when I pulled it out, I did want to hold it in place because they're wobbly a little bit, but they do work. They're functional. Number 5, check your control board. Okay, the last thing I would recommend that you check as an RV owner, and something that's within what most of us can do, is the control board. This is the control board here, and there's not a lot that you actually can check yourself on it, other than, I don't know how well you can see it, right there. That's a 2 amp fuse. So you want to check the 2 amp fuse for continuity. You would do it the same as we've done with these other things. Checking continuity, you want to pull the fuse out on either prong of the fuse, touch it with the red and the black, and wait to hear the beep to make sure that you do have continuity and the fuse is good. That's about all you can do with that. But that's where I ended up after all these checks with mine. And I was fortunate in that I called my local camper dealer that has done work for me on my Integra, and I asked if they could check my circuit board, control board, and they said absolutely, just bring it in. They checked it for free. They did find out in my case that They did find out in my case that the control board was bad, and they got one for me. I replaced it, and I was good to go. So I didn't need to take it in the shop, tie it up. Was able to fix it yourself, and that's obviously what a lot of us want to do. Now, there are some less expensive ones on Amazon. Fortunately I bought it from them because of course they gave me the courtesy of checking it for free, and besides I'm going to get that reimbursed under warranty through Jayco. But there are some available on Amazon as well. You may want to check that out. Well, all right then. So you got 5 things to check now before you call that RV tech. Save yourself some money. Hopefully you can fix it yourself. So I hope this helped you out. It's always better to fix it yourself if you can. You don't have to put it in the shop and let it sit there for a while. It'll keep you rolling. So we all love that. If you like what you saw, please give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And check out the channel. You might find some other how-tos there that might be helpful. So, Bobby C and the RV signing out. We'll see you next time.